Hey everyone, just out here drinking my morning drink and out here listening to the birds. It's not fully light yet, but it's not dark either. It's that in between kind of haze time in the morning, and just out here sipping my drink and doing some morning thinking. And I got to thinking, I've had this question here lately, and I've had it up multiple times over the past, and I've had it here lately. Why do I wear this necklace that I'm wearing, and what does it mean, and why is there two rings on it, and that kind of thing. Um, so I figured I'd do a video about it, but also a like Tuesday encouragement video on it. Um, Both my dad and my bonus mom are passed away, so I wear these every day. This bigger, thick one right here is my dad's high school ring, and this smaller one here is my mom's Auburn University college ring. So that's what the two rings are that are on my necklace, and I wear them every day. And it reminds me when I look down at them, it reminds me of my dad. It reminds me that he was present there with me. You know, he was always there when I needed him. When I needed to ask him why the lawnmower wasn't working, I could easily call him. When I had a question about dad, my car won't start, what should I do? I could call him. Or when I turned 16, I remember calling dad and being like, hey, dad, I've been working, I've been saving up the money. I'm thinking about getting a car. And he was like, well, come on home and let's talk about it. And that was things that I remember being able to talk to my dad about and get advice from. He was also very sacrificial in his life. He was a single dad that adopted me and my brother, and because of that, he always stayed single. He told us that he didn't want to ever date or anything because he didn't want to keep reintroducing women into our lives, uh, and then them not working out for whatever reason, and then us getting attached and then getting ripped away, and that person leaving for whatever reason if her and dad didn't work out or whatever. And so I remember him being sacrificial in that, but also I remember him being sacrificial and there would be times where he would need something, but he would put me and my brother's schooling in front of his needs. He would put our sports in front of his needs. And just very sacrificial because, again, like I said, he was a single dad raising two boys, so you could imagine. He was faithful to family and God. He kept the two very separate, but together also. By separate, I mean that when he was at work, which was the church. And then when he was at home, he was present at home. He wasn't on his phone. He wasn't on his computer. He wasn't doing anything. He was actually present with us when we were home. Actually, matter of fact, he would send us to bed. And I remember if I ever needed to get up in the middle of the night to get something to drink or whatever, that's when he would actually be on his computer in his bedroom, finishing up maybe a late Wednesday lesson on Tuesday night. He'd be in his computer at 11 p.m. after he's done sent us to bed. That's sacrificial. That's knowing that, hey, the kids are asleep. I'll go work on what I need to do. That was him being present, both for family, but also requiring his fulfillment and doing what he needed to do so that he could have the lesson finished by Wednesday, kind of thing. And I just remember those things that he was present, he was sacrificial, and he was always faithful to family time, God time, but he always told us the in between. And that's why actually I'm in ministry, is because dad also saw youth ministry not as a stepping block, as some might do, but actually as a full time calling. And he was happy to be in student ministry all of his life. And that's kind of like me. I feel happy to be in student ministry all my life. If God calls me somewhere else, of course I'll keep an eye and ear out for that. But right now, I could see me being in student ministry all my life and being happy with that. And those are just things that my dad taught me. And then, so when I look down at the ring, I remember those great times. I remember those great stories. I remember, hey, don't be frustrated in this moment. Instead, be patient, be present. With TJ, spend time with him. That's the things that I remember when I see the ring that I wear that is my dad's. And then my bonus mom, Rita, when I look at her ring, I see loving. She was always there, even when I did stupid things. Because when I was young, I was kind of stupid. And I remember one time I jumped off of a jacked up truck using a rope swing, little bar, into the creek, and I broke my leg. I got a rod and 8 screws in my leg now because of it. But I remember I called her and I was like, hey, this is what's going on. She met me at the hospital. And then also, she took time out of her week a couple of days later to actually be there with me during my entire surgery for my rod and 8 screws. So I remember her being a loving person. She didn't correct me. She didn't get on to me. She loved me. And then after everything was over with, she was like, "Hey, you know that probably shouldn't be something you go and do again, right? Like a loving mom would do." And then she was also encouraging. Anytime I needed life advice, I knew I could easily pick up the phone and just be like, hey, I need some advice. And the thing about a great mom is that she didn't give me the encouragement and advice that I always needed, because I'll be honest, sometimes the encouragement and the advice she gave me was not what I was hoping for. But instead, it was the advice and the encouragement that I actually needed. And I remember those things. So when I look down at the ring of my mom, I remember a bonus mom. I remember a loving bonus mom. I remember an encouraging person. I remember those moments where she took time out of her day to be with me, to go to the hospital, to go to surgeries. And that's what I remember when I look down at these rings that I wear every day. And they remind me in the moments that, hey, I should strive to be like both of them, because both of them were great people. Both of them were godly people. And so that's why I wear what I wear. And so that's just a little Tuesday. What do I wear? What do I wear? And a little bit of encouragement, hopefully, for you as well.